Hey guys, it's me Ram here, and in today's video I'm going to be ranking some of the best 5x5 speed cubes in a tier list video. Alright, so just a quick disclaimer before we begin this video. All of the cubes on this list are magnetic, and let me just go through all of them one by one. So this is the Valk 5m, this is the YJ MGC 5x5, this is the YJ Mini Yuchung 5x5m, this is the original Yuchung GTS-M, this is the Yushin Huanglong M 5x5, this is the Meilong M 5x5, this is the Yuchung WRM 5x5, this is the Qi MS 5x5, this is the original Qi Wuxuang 5x5, this is the YJ Yuchung V2m 5x5, and this is the Yushin Little Magic 5x5m. Alright, so without any further ado, let's just quickly begin with this tier list. Let's start off with the Qi MS 5x5. So this, in my opinion, is definitely a great budget option. If you don't have money for the MGC 5x5, this is an absolutely amazing choice, and therefore I think I'm going to drop it into A tier. It does give me a little bit of the budget cube vibe, where in the plastic does feel a little bit cheap. That's why I'm not putting it up at S tier. However, A tier is still amazing, and that's where this cube belongs. Okay, next let's go to the original Qi Wuxuang 5x5. So this is quite old, released back in 2016 if I remember correctly, and it was quite revolutionary when it first came out. However, in my opinion, it doesn't stand up at all to the newest flagship 5x5s, and it was quite expensive when it came out. Therefore, I'm going to drop it into C tier. Not D tier, because it was revolutionary when it did come out. However, I don't recommend it to anyone at this day and age. Okay, let's move on to the Valk 5m. So this is the cube of choice for most of the fast solvers, and if you have a lot of money that you can spend on a 5x5, I would absolutely recommend the Valk 5m. It is absolutely amazing and doesn't lock up at all. Therefore, I'm going to drop it into S tier. Okay, next let's go to the Meilong M 5x5. So I'm not a huge fan of this puzzle in general. Meilong did quite well with their 3x3 and a decent job with their 2x2, but the 4x4 and up, in my opinion, doesn't feel too great. Therefore, I think I'm going to drop this Meilong into C tier. It is quite cheap, therefore I'm going to put it into C tier instead of D tier. However, I don't think it is really worth the price. I think you should just spend a couple of more dollars to get the Qi MS 5x5. Okay, next let's go to the Mini YJ 5x5. So people are just saying it feels like a cheaper and smaller MGC 5x5. Therefore, I'm going to put it in the same rank as the Qi MS into A tier. It's absolutely amazing in my opinion. It feels really nice, and yeah, overall I think I'm going to drop it into A tier. Okay, next let's move on to the Yushin Huanglong 5x5M. So in my opinion, this puzzle was kind of like a Little Magic M 5x5 but worse, which is strange because it was more expensive. However, it wasn't that much worse than the Little Magic 5x5, and quite a few people preferred it over the Little Magic 5x5, just not me. So I think I'm going to drop it into B tier. Moving on, let's go to its brother, the Little Magic 5x5. Like I said, I liked it more than the Huanglong 5x5, but a lot of people didn't, and it is quite cheap. However, I think the MS is cheaper and better. Therefore, I'm just going to drop it into B tier because it's not too bad. Okay, next let's go to the Yuchung V2m 5x5. So in my opinion, the MS and the Mini Zichuang 5x5 are better than this one. However, this one isn't terrible either. I've heard it's quite good. So I think I'm going to drop it into B tier. Okay, next let's go to the famous YJ MGC 5x5. Everyone absolutely loves this cube. It's amazing for the price, and in my opinion definitely deserves the top tier. Okay, next let's go to the last two Moyu brothers. This is the Yuchung GTS-M. So in my opinion, I don't recommend this cube. Just like the Wuxuang in this day and age, it was quite revolutionary when it came out. However, I'm not a huge fan of it at this day and age. Therefore, I'm just going to drop it into C tier. And lastly, we have the Yuchung WRM, recently released. It has got quite a good feedback from the community. However, I think the Valk and the MGC are both better than this puzzle. This is just like a crispier version. So in my opinion, I prefer these two puzzles over the Yuchung WRM. Therefore, I'm going to drop it into A tier. But there are a couple of other people who prefer this puzzle compared to these two. But considering this one is mainly my opinion, I'm just going to drop it into A tier. So that's about it for this 5x5 tier list. I'm quite happy with the way this turned out. Therefore, I'm just going to quickly save it right now. Overall, I'm quite happy with this tier list. In my opinion, it's pretty good. So yeah, if you're looking to buy a new 5x5, definitely use this list. Maybe take a grain of salt because I'm not the huge fan of quite a few of the puzzles on this list. However, I definitely recommend in totality the Valk 5m, the MGC 5x5 and the Yuchung WRM as your top choices, and the MS as a budget choice, and the mini YJ 5x5 if you don't mind a smaller cube. So that's about it for my 5x5 tier list. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.